In this video we are going to connect three routers, and let's see how the connectivity between the three routers work. For this, fire up GNS3, project name three routers. Okay, here's the first router. It will be R1. Second router, third router. Let me connect these routers using serial links for WAN connections. So click on this icon using shift key to select the serial link, serial R1 to R2, R2 to R3, R3 to R1. Okay, now let me give the network names. Network used between R1 and R2, let it be 10.0.0.0/24. Similarly, the network between R2 and R3 be 20.0.0.0/24, and lastly let the network between R3 and R1 be 30.0.0.0/24. Let me also show the labels, interface labels. So this means this is S0/0, this is S0/0. Okay, this is also okay. This is S0/1, this is S0/1. For this router, for this interface, the IP address will be 10.0.0.1. For this network, the IP address of this router R1 will be 30.0.0.1. Similarly, for this R2, the IP address will be, let me use .2 for both the interfaces. Let me use .3 for both these interfaces for R3. Okay. Now start all the three routers so that we can configure them. All the three routers have been started now, so we can open their consoles. R1, R2, R3, these are the three consoles for all the three routers. So I want to send the same command to all the three terminals. Enable config t. Okay, for the first one, second one, third one, the same command have been applied to all the terminals windows. For the first one, let me configure interface S0/0. Interface S0/0, IP address 10.0.0.1, subnet mask will be 255.255.255.0. no shut to bring this interface up. Similarly, to configure this S0/1 interface, I'll go into this interface, interface S0/1, IP address it will be 30.0.0.1, no shut. Now let me check the IP addresses of this router. That's the end command. Show IP interface brief. It is showing that the IP addresses assigned to these are 10.0.0.1, 30.0.0.1. Now one more thing, these interfaces were up, but since they are connected, the other end to which these interfaces are connected is down. So that is why this serial 0/1 has changed to down status. See here. Okay, let me check once again. Serial 0 slash sorry serial 0/1. Okay, all the interfaces have gone down because the other end of the interface to which these interfaces are connecting, they are down, so these are also down. Similarly, go for R2. R2 means this one. First in configure S0/0 interface S0/0 IP address 10.0.0.2 space 255.255.255.0, no shut. Similarly, the IP address, I have to configure this S0/1 interface S0/1 IP address will be 20.0.0.2, no shut, and let's see the IP configuration. Show IP interface brief. Okay, so both these uh, interfaces are up. Lastly, R3 router is required. R3 router I need to configure. For this, go to R3 interface. Let's configure S0/0 first of all. S0/0 IP address 20.0.0.3, subnet mask, no shut. Now let me configure for this one S0/1 S0/1 interface S0/1. The IP address for this one will be 30.0.0.3, no shut, and show IP interface brief. Now all the interfaces have been configured. Let me ping from R1 to this S0/0. So for this I will go to R1 and I'll type ping 10.0.0.2. It works. That is why it shows 100% 5 out of 5. Let me also ping this one from R1. Let me ping this S0/1. So I'll type ping 30.0.0.3 3, right. It is also working. 5 out of 5. Let me try to ping from R1, sorry, from R1 to this part S0/1. Its IP address is 20.0.0.2. I'll type ping 20.0.0.2. It is trying to ping, but it will not be able to ping. The reason is because R1 is connected to this network and this network directly, but it is not connected to this network. So I need to add this, I need to add the route, to reach up to this place. So I need to add the route up to this place, and it will be via this one, which it already knows. For let me show you one more thing. If I run here show IP route, the ping to 20 network was not working because it was not directly connected, and because there were no routes available. For this R1, 10 and 30 were there, 10 and 30 are there, 20 is not there. So I need to add the static entry to this routing table of this router R1. For this I will go into this config mode, config T. I want to add the route for this network 20.0.0.0. subnet mask will be 255.255.255.250, sorry, dot 0, and it will be using known hop S0/0, which is 10.0.0.2. This is IP of next hop to reach up to this network 20.0.0. That means to reach from this R1, that means to reach from R1 to R2, we have to use this known path. To reach up to this network, we have to use this hop. Press enter, and now if we see the IP route now, then the 20 entry will also be added, and it shows as S. S means static because it is not directly connected. So on R1 all the three networks 10, 20, 30 are there. Similarly on 20 or on R2 10 and 20 will be there. Let me check. Show IP route. 10 and 20 are there, but 30 is missing. So I need to go from R2 to sorry. I need to go from R2 to this network via this known way. So it will be config t IP route then the IP address of this 30 network 255.255.255.0 using S0/0 of R1. This one, its IP address is 10.0.0.1, and now if you see the IP route, show IP route, we see all the three networks 10, 20, 30, and 30 entry is the static entry. That is why it shows S here. Similarly for the R3, this one, for R3 to ping any member on this network, it has to follow this hop S0/1 route. So I'll mention this. Go to R3, config t, show IP route. First of all, it shows 20, 30. I need to add 10 to it. So I'll go to config mode, IP route for this 10.0.0.0 subnet mask 255.255.255.0, and the hop next IP address of next hop will be, it can be either using this S0/1 or using S0/1 of R2 of R1 or R2. Let me use S0/1 of R1, whose IP address will be 30.0.0.1, 30.0.0.1, and show IP route. Now all the three networks are there. The entry for 10 is shown as static. Now I can ping any router from anyone. From R1, let me try to ping S0/1 router. Ping S0/1 will be 20.0.0.2, 20.0.0.2. So ping is working. Let me try to ping this one, S0/0. Ping, its IP address will be 20.0.0.3. This is also working. Let's check here. Ping from R2, we are trying to ping this one and this one. Ping 30.0.0.1. It is working. Let's see. Try to ping R3. Its IP address will be 3. This is also working. Similarly for R3. Sorry. For R3, let me try to ping this one and this one from here. Let me ping, sorry. Let me ping from this router to this one, and from this router to this interface. Let me try to ping using this network. R3 ping. Let me check this one. Ping 10.0.0.1. Ping is working. Let me ping this one. Ping 0.0.2. This is also working. This way we can add static routes so that all the routers can ping each other.